Hey Pirate fans, welcome to this week's Midweek Mashup. I'm Emma Jane House.
And I'm Nicole LaDuca.
It was an exciting weekend for the Pirates as 6 sports teams were in action, and there were a lot of good wins across the board.
And maybe highlighting them all was the cross-country team who competed at Lake Christie on Friday.
Soccer kicked things off on Thursday night with a tough loss against their non-conference rival UNCW, but they came back to win it against ODU on Sunday.
I thought ODU was tough. You know, they're physical, they don't give you a lot of time and space, and I thought they were a very good team today, and really a game that could have went either way.
It's really tiring playing on Sundays, and plus it's hot today, so it was definitely a team effort. Everyone out there put in work for it. So she won the ball off a header, and then I just countered, and that was it.
Now we're playing for points, and we want to grab points everywhere we can, and you can't have bad games now because those things come back to haunt you. So, we really excited to go to Houston, play Houston and SMU. They're going to be 2 tough opponents, and we'll be ready for them.
We went out to Lake Christie on Friday afternoon to watch the cross-country team compete at the Pirate Invitational. The women's team finished in first place while the men's team finished in second. We caught up with head coach Dan Lee and senior captain Schwitt Weldens after the meet to hear their thoughts.
Well, Jorge, I was expecting him to be up in that front group, and him getting second place wasn't really a surprise. He's our top runner from last year. He's an all-conference performer. He started the season with an Achilles problem, so we've been really, really cautious with his training, but he is a fierce competitor, so I knew he'd be in the mix. And having the competition at home, we had tons of Pirate fans out there, and it's awesome seeing purple and gold all around the course. The women packed up really well up front. They went out a little bit too aggressive, but they held on really well. They packed up really well. I think if they backed off a little bit to start, then they would have finished a little better. But a win's a win. The good news is we're better up front than last year, and our depth is better. So from top to bottom, I'm really happy.
We're just kind of trying to run closer as a pack and get more girls up front because we have a lot more depth this year than we've had in the past, which is great and will definitely help us with scoring and cross country. We've really bonded as a team this year, and that's definitely helping with workouts and races and whatnot.
We're going to continue to try and build on what we've laid a foundation, and we're going to continue to try and get a little speed, get a little endurance, work on our biomechanics and posture, mentally get strong. It's like a layer cake. You got to keep building layers and layers and layers, and then by the end of the season, we're going to put some nice frosting on it.
The volleyball team was away this weekend at the South Carolina Invitational. They went 1-2 on the weekend, and senior libero Erica Figueroa was named to the all-tournament team.
The football team traveled to Annapolis this past weekend to take on Navy. Here's a look back at the Pirates' 45-21 loss to the Midshipmen.
Navy game, you learn, just like we have these really first 3 games, but margin of error is very small. That window's small, so we learned that, and we got to make sure we won't face any. All the rest of our 9 opponents are going to be in the same manner, so we have to do a great job of learning from that. Margin of error is going to be very small. That was a game where facing a team like Navy, where all 3 sides have to come at the same time and feed off one another and multiply what we talked about, but that was very important from this last game.
The men's golf team was in action Monday and Tuesday at the VCU Shootout. The team placed second overall, and both Al Dickens and Jacob Hicks finished in the top 10, with Wes Conover tying for 13th. And here's this week's rapid rundown of the Pirates' home events.
The football team is taking on the Virginia Tech Hokies at 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. ECU fans are encouraged to wear gold clothing to the game to show support for their Pirates. The game is officially sold out. There will be on-the-field recognition of former ECU letter winners and Hall of Fame inductees. The women's golf team will host their only home event of the year next Monday and Tuesday. The Lady Pirate Intercollegiate will be played at Brook Valley Country Club in Greenville. Admission is free for all fans. The Pirates are looking for continued success as the team finished in second place at the Minnesota Invitational earlier this month.
Thanks to all you Pirate fans for making this Saturday's game a sellout.
We'll have Coach Rupp and player interviews for you on next week's Mashup.
That concludes Week 3. I'm Emma Jane House.
And I'm Nicole LaDuca. This is ECUPirates.com.